My name is Chemi Rosado-Seijo. It's Che, like Che Guevara, and then me, Chemi. I'm here to talk to you about La Perla Portrait Kite Festival project, my creative capital project. La Perla, which means the pearl in English, is an improvised community or barriada built on the northern outskirts of Old San Juan. Since Spanish colonial times, people has lived in these grounds just outside the walls that used to protect the city. Like most barriadas, La Perla, also known as El Hoyo, the hole in English, suffers a negative social stigma that has been promoted by the government and by the media. However, La Perla is located in one of the most coveted sites in Puerto Rico, which overlooks the northern coastline of the Atlantic Ocean and has two national historic forts on each side, Fort San Cristobal and Fort San Felipe del Morro. El Morro is one of the most visited places on the island of Puerto Rico, not only for the historical value, but also because the green field in front of it is the ideal place to fly kites. Also, every Puerto Rican or also tourists come to this place to fly kites throughout the entire year. I consider these two facts, La Perla's popular pseudonym, El Hoyo, and the popularity of El Morro grounds for kite flying in order to acknowledge and celebrate La Perla, the most famous barriada on the islands of Puerto Rico. In doing so, I wanted to make a collaborative aesthetic spectacle that reflects the community identity up in the sky, above the old walls. But more than that, I wanted to create new possibilities for the people of La Perla, community and beyond, by breaking the stereotypes that keep these and other similar communities marginalized still these days. Now the video, please. This idea of a popular kite festival, that metaphorical idea, has grown into a cultural event, a popular phenomenon, a new tradition of a kite festival, which is both a celebration of a community and a celebration of Puerto Rico, or a tradition that was disappearing. Now, with the La Perla Kite Festival project, traditional kites have gained recognition again and interest again. And more than that, this traditional knowledge is passing to a new generation of adults and kids who are now able to take some palm tree leaf, paper, and thread to create beautiful objects that can communicate a message and as they soar in the sky overhead. When we started the project and the kite making workshops in the community 3 months before the actual first kite festival, we were doing the workshops all around the community, in the different parts of the community, in order to bring the skills of kite to all the different parts of the community, but also to create an enhanced knowledge and sense of community. And at the same time, we also started the media reach out, and people and the media responded with enthusiasm. People from different parts of the island came to took the workshops, while television and newspapers covered the activities that happened before and after the festival. Throughout the process of the project, we learned that everyone in La Perla has to do with kites, that kites are part of the history of the community. Some people will tell you that how they used to make their kites, as how we're looking at it now, La Perla style, with pieces of bamboo that the ocean brings onto the shores of La Perla, and any other available material that they had. Another great historical fact we learned was that a kite festival was held in La Perla community in 1914. We were surprised and felt blessed to celebrate our own festival exactly 100 years later. It was crazy. I can't talk to anyone about why that was happening there. It's politics. For me, it was so beautiful to see the exchange of people from different social and economical backgrounds since the very beginning of the project, and such a big participation from people from in and out of the community, that I will say that the metaphor was replaced by a reality. We received thousands of people in the community. During that day, there was so many people taking the workshops, making and flying kites, and more than that, enjoying La Perla, a community that we, the organizers, community residents, and volunteers, didn't even think about the idea of flying all the kites at the same time. In a way, it was so real that the metaphor was no longer necessary. But don't get me wrong, we will do it. We will do the spectacle. Now the festival has become an activity that is anticipated and waited for. Kids from La Perla, as well as adults, look forward to and make plans for the next year's festival. It has become a celebration of our culture as a local, but as a national community. As a resident of La Perla said, La Perla is Puerto Rico, and Puerto Rico is La Perla. So we'll keep going. Let's get ready for the third La Perla Kite Portrait Festival, with its promise of new outcomes and new reality. And I need, of course, money, as everyone, to continue with this. We are working on a really specific, more portrait kites with the residents and artisans from Puerto Rico. Also, would love to be invited to give talks or workshops in universities or any other place where I can get paid for it. I am a father and a person, and I need money to live on, and I'm really a good workshop maker, I think. So thank you very much. Thanks, Creative Capital. Thank you, really.